Hello there, profiteers. Kevin McCormick here for Find, Flip, Profit. Hey, just wanted to share some things with you today. I know that as thrifters, you're out always looking at garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, anywhere that you can find product to source, you're out there looking for it. But sometimes we look only at certain products or certain niches that have sold well for us, and we may not be paying attention to other things that either we hadn't thought about or just had not realized were a profit opportunity for us. And what I want to do with this video here is to show you 5 items that I've discovered in my travels through different thrift stores, 5 items that will sell for me, or that have sold for me and have sold for a really nice profit. So what I want to do is show you these 5 items, give you a little description about them, and hopefully you'll find them helpful so that you'll be able to go out and you'll find these items and they'll turn around and they'll make big profits for you too. So when you're always looking for items to source, you want to make sure that you keep your net as wide as possible for the most part, especially when you're starting out, because you don't have the experience yet of knowing what sells and what sells for big profits on eBay, Amazon, or wherever you happen to sell your products, and what sells for smaller profits. So I'm just going to show you some items that I've discovered that have sold well for me with a nice profitability, and just wanted to pass that information along to you. So here we go. I'm going to show you these 5 items, and I hope you find them helpful. Okay, so this first item that we have, it is a Dell laptop computer bag, what they would call laptop portfolio computer bag. Portfolios have multiple slots inside of them to hold a laptop and file folders and notebooks and anything else that you may carry. This Dell computer bag I got in a Salvation Army store locally to my area here. We have a lot of Salvation Armies in my area here, so the pickings are always really good at pretty much all of the Salvation Armies. So I got it at Salvation Army. I only paid $6 for this bag, and it's a really nice bag. I don't know if it's real leather, but it feels like real leather. It may be that faux leather that you see sometimes, but it has a really nice feel to it, in excellent condition. I inspected it through and through, looked at every flap, every nook in every corner, very clean. I picked it up for $6. Put it up on eBay, and this thing sold for $60. $60. So clearly that's a 1,000% profit margin. The shipping was nominal, just like $5 or $6 shipping on this thing, and I shipped it to a customer in Minnesota. So it was a really good pickup for me, and something that I've been really excited about. And these type of really nice, high quality computer laptop bags are ones that I look for every single time that I go into a thrift store now, strictly because I've had such good success with this and a few others in similar profit margins. Now, this item here, this was a real stretch for me because these are Paul Smith green leather skin, reptile skin penny loafers. And the reason that it was a stretch for me was because these were $25 at a local Salvation Army in my area. And $25, I mean, it's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. Usually when I'm out thrifting, I'm looking to get things at the lowest dollar price that I can and maximize the highest price that I can in terms on the selling side. So these were a stretch. When I looked at these and I saw that they were $25, but they just had a nice quality feel to them, and they were a little unusual because they had the green reptile skin looking exterior. Did a quick search while I was in the Salvation Army on the brand Paul Smith. Saw that Paul Smith was a London-based fashion designer. So I knew that this is not a shoe that you're just going to find in your normal JCPenney or run-of-the-mill mall shoe shop. So I took a chance by spending $25 on these shoes. Put these up on eBay, and they sold for $155. And it didn't really take very long to do that. Folks who are into fashion and into somewhat unusual but unusual looks as far as clothing and shoes and things like that, usually are looking for these things and snatching them up. I have seen version of this shoe retail brand new go for somewhere in the neighborhood of like $275 to $350. So I felt like that I was getting a great price at $155, gave me a profit margin of about 620% or so. And it was, like I say, it was a stretch for me to spend $25 on a pair of shoes, but once the research was done more extensively after I purchased them, it turned out to be a great purchase, gave me over 6 times my money back, and the customer was real happy too. We had a little back and forth after I'd sold them to him on eBay, and he was letting me know how much he enjoyed the shoes. So when you see some unusual shoes, do some quick research with your phone while you're in the thrift store or at the garage sale, wherever you happen to be. Just do a quick search on the brand and see if you can find some that have been sold either on previously on eBay or at retail. That'll give you an idea of if this is something that you would want to take a chance on. For me, that quick research yielded that yeah, I'm gonna take a chance on this $25 and see if it works out for me, and it turns out that it did. So these great Paul Smith shoes, $155, only spent 25. They were perfect, really nice pickup for me. And I was able to turn them around really nicely on eBay. So hopefully that will work for you too as well. So this next item was really interesting for me because obviously being a male, I have no zero about makeup, but I am familiar with the name Mary Kay, the Mary Kay fashion cosmetics brand, because so many women participate in it as independent distributors and entrepreneurs and things like that. So I was going to a garage sale in the metro area here where I live, and I saw this lady. She had a lot of these just sitting on the table, and she was selling them basically for $1 a piece. So the bottle inside the box, which she was asking only $1 for those. And I just wanted to take a chance on it. She had like 6 or 7 bottles of this type stuff there. So I just jumped in and bought all that she had on the table, spent about $7, $8 total for all the ones that she had. So each one I bought for $1 a piece. And I checked inside. They were new. They hadn't been used. Confirmed that with the lady that she had been previously a Mary Kay distributor and just had lost interest in it and decided she wanted to get rid of her inventory any way that she could. And picked these up and did some quick research once again on eBay using my phone. Felt like I could get a fair return on these and went ahead and bought them and stuck them up on eBay. So each one of these bottles, and like I say, I had like 7 or 8 of them. Each one of these bottles sold for $15 a piece, and I only paid $1 for them. And each one of them sold for $15 a piece. Now the profit margin looks huge. Wow, 1,500% profit margin. Yeah, that looks huge, but the dollar amount, I made a solid $14 on this thing. It cost next to nothing to ship. I shipped several of them, so it was a little bit, the shipping was spread out over 3 or 4 items for the order that I had for the one customer. But I made basically $14 on this item and I only spent $1 on it. Now, if I would have had a lot more of these available to buy, I would have bought every single one of them because they sold quickly, they're easy to ship, and it's $14 a pop that I was making. So if I could have bought 100 of them at $1 a piece, I would have bought 100 of them. They sell that good. So if you're out and about at garage sales and stuff and you see some Mary Kay brand, most of the Mary Kay stuff sells really well. Ladies who are customers of Mary Kay who have used it are usually big fans of the quality of the Mary Kay cosmetics. So keep your eyes open for that when you're at garage doors, and maybe you'll find something and be able to do the same thing with it. This was a great pickup for me. So this item right here, this is always kind of a funny category for me. Obviously, once again, being a male, I know next to zero about bras. Obviously, I don't wear bras. My wife does. Other women in my life obviously have worn bras, but I've never really had a discussion with them about bras. But on this case here, bras are an interesting category because, at least for me, I focus on the larger size bras. So if the bust size is not like 44 and above, then I'm usually not paying attention to it. And if the cup size is not like triple D and larger, I'm usually not paying attention to it. So I would not go out and buy a standard 38C bra as an example, because those are everywhere and you can find them in all kinds of different brands. You can find them in all kinds of different price points, and they're just generally something that are not as desirable, if you will. There are some high-end bras in the lower sizes, smaller sizes, but I don't really fool with those just because there's too many of them in the market, regardless almost of what brand that you are looking at. But when you start getting into the plus sizes, into the larger sizes, it changes the game a little bit. And so when I started looking at 44 and above and size triple D and above, I started finding some really gems, and this is one of them. This is a Goddess bra, Goddess being the name brand. Very high quality bra, very durable bra. And when I started talking to ladies about Goddess bras, all of their eyes lit up because they were all like, man, these bras are like the best. They're sturdy. They hold up well. They're easy to use and everything. So I kept my eyes open. When I saw this Goddess bra, this one was new in a thrift store. Still had the tags on it. Had never been used. Not sure how it ended up there like that. I don't ask the questions. I just take advantage of what's in front of me. And this was one that was in front of me. And for this bra, I paid $5 for this bra and was able to turn it around and sell it for $30, resulting in a 600% profit. Now, the thing about bras is that, obviously they're very personal, and, women who wear them, they wear them a lot. Obviously, they wear them pretty much every day. So you have to be careful when you're buying them in a thrift store to make sure that they are clean and that they are good quality. And thankfully, at least with the Salvation Army thrift stores in my area, most of them only put out, the clean quality bras. They don't. I've never picked up a dirty bra from a Salvation Army that's been a used one, and I've had good luck buying used bras as well as new bras from the Salvation Army. So. In this case, this was a bra that was new with tag, size 40I. Now, I know I just said I normally don't go below 44, but because this was a cup size I, which is a fairly large cup size, I took a chance on it and spent $5, and I was able to turn it around and make $30 on it. So it's a category that most men, quite frankly, might even be uncomfortable with, because we just don't really handle bras in any significant way. We don't really have any knowledge about bras in any significant way. So it's something of a foreign category for us. And I have to give credit to Jason T. Smith from not the reseller board. I'll have to get that name. Jason T. Smith used to be on Thrift Hunters, has a big Facebook page, and he is phenomenal on Facebook. I got the idea from him, and I went out and started looking around and started seeing that it was a really big category. And so big ups to Jason T. Smith for opening my eyes to the category, and it's been a great seller for me. And I'm just happy that he's that he introduced me to the category through his web show, his internet show, and his Facebook page and everything. The Thrifting Board is what it's called. Jason T. Smith of the Thrifting Board. It's a Facebook page. Go out to the Thrifting Board on Facebook, and you'll see there's like 17,000 people that are members. He does a great job running the board and puts out a lot of really good, useful information. But he introduced me to this category of bras, and I've never looked back. And I've had great success with other bras that I've bought at thrift stores and turned around and sold on eBay. This one I paid $5 for. I turned around and sold it for $30. Really nice profit, and I've done it more than once. I've actually done it multiple times. It is a category, men, that you should think about and look into. It can be a little uncomfortable if you're not used to, handling bras and talking about bras and doing all that kind of stuff, but it's definitely worth looking into. Now, this item here in this category is one of my favorites. This vintage electronics category can be really, really profitable if you pick the right items. It may take a little bit of trial and error, but if you don't spend a lot, then you don't feel like that you're losing a lot if it doesn't work out. But for me, this specific category of vintage waffle irons has worked out for me very well. This waffle iron, this is a Sunbeam vintage waffle iron. Looks like it's from maybe the late 50s, early 60s. It's so vintage that if you look at the electrical cord in the picture, it's not the hard rubber electrical cords that we're so used to right now. It's a cloth wrapped electrical cord. So that gives you an idea exactly how vintage this is, because I don't even think that is allowed anymore to have electrical cords like that. And so this this waffle iron rather is vintage, probably from the 50s, maybe 60s. I paid $7 for it at Salvation Army. Now, when I first saw it, I said, okay, it's $7. This thing must not work. There has to be something wrong with it. So I plugged it in, turned the heat up on it, gave it a couple minutes to heat up to its full capacity. Heated up, no problem. Hot to the touch. No sparks or anything like that coming out of it. The stainless steel exterior surface was pristine, not a scratch on it, just fingerprints from people handling it and things like that. This was a beautiful item that I got for $7, and I put this thing up there, and it didn't last 3 weeks, and I sold it for $120 for a 720% profit, 1720% profit on this item. $7, sold it for $120. I've done this more than once on vintage waffle irons. I've gone into numerous Salvation Armies and picked up vintage waffle irons, tested them to make sure that they work, and then turned around and sold them for numbers very similar to this. I've never paid more than $7 for one, and I've always been able to sell them for right around $100. A couple of went for like $90. This one went for $120. I've had some others right around the $100 mark. So really take a look at these. If you're not used to dealing with waffle irons before, it is a category you should really think about. It's an awesome, awesome, awesome category to look at, especially when they work and they're in good shape. Shipping, not too bad on the shipping. I think this was like around $15 shipping, so I still made $105 after shipping. I usually offer free shipping on my items on eBay, and so still made well over 1,500% profit even after you factor in the shipping on this thing. And it's not that heavy. It definitely does have some weight to it, but it only cost me like around $15-16 to ship it. So that you should really keep that category in mind. Okay, so there you have it. Now, some of these categories may be things that you've not ever thought of before, that categories that maybe you've thought of in the past, but you've overlooked, or you just haven't really gotten into digging into those categories when you're at a thrift store or an estate sale or a garage sale or something like that. But I encourage you to really, really, really think about these categories because they are awesome. They have made great returns for me, both in dollar amount as well as in percentage amount. And I encourage you to take a look at these, and I hope that you find this helpful. If you did find the video helpful, give it a thumbs up, letting folks know that you like it. If you have comments or whatever, feel free to leave the comments below, and I do read the comments and I'll respond to them as appropriate. And I hope this helps you go out and find more things that you can profit from. And as always, keep thrifting and keep profiting. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Take care.